Because I love vampires. As you could tell. Another vampire book. Hi guys, I'm Maria.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Angie.
Today the book that I'm bringing to the mic is Certain Dark Things by Silvia Moreno Garcia. She's the author of Mexican Gothic. And supposedly it's supposed to be a show on Hulu, but I was looking it up and the newest article was in July 2022.
So this book is supposed to be a show on
No,
Hulu?
Mexican Gothic.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they haven't actually done it.
No, so I don't know where it's at. It's trying to see like updated stuff, but I couldn't find any. And it's supposed to be produced by Kelly Ripa and then Mark Consuelos, which is Hiram Lodge from Riverdale. Apparently they're married. Yeah.
You didn't know they were married?
No, I didn't know.
Wait, who? Wait, I'm confused.
Kelly Ripa and
Who's Kelly Ripa?
This blonde white lady.
Oh.
Regis and Kelly.
Oh.
Yeah, her. They're supposed to produce it together. Yeah, but I haven't found any new info on it. So I don't know if it's going to happen. And we actually had that book on Pango. We have a Pango, guys. If you guys want to go, we're trying to raise money for a laptop. Our shop name is Book Sluts Podcast or just Book Sluts?
It's
It's
Lila.
Book Sluts Podcast.
Okay, so the store name is Book Sluts Podcast.
The kids.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a bunch of books over there. Fun fact about the author is that she spent a lot of time watching black and white Mexican movies.
So she's like a big Maria Felix fan?
No, well, I don't know. Well, she probably is. I don't know. But she mostly watched like comedies and something called Noir, Noir movies.
Black and white films?
Yeah, like
I know what you're talking about.
yeah. Well, that's what she
That's
like.
like French cinema.
Yeah. And she actually dedicated this book to an actor that played a vampire in a Mexican horror movie that she really liked.
She used to watch Cantinflas? Pantufla?
Probably. That wasn't mentioned, but yeah.
What vampire?
I don't know. I just put vampire. His name was something Robles. Herman Robles? Not the vampire, the actor.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Count something in a Mexican horror movie.
In a Mexican horror movie.
Yeah.
Black and white?
Yeah. Well, anyways, he died before it was released.
Oh,
but
no
either
way,
she the book is in English, so she's like, he probably wouldn't
wouldn't have read it anyways.
yeah.
It's kind of like, wait, so he passed away when she wrote the book?
No.
Before it was released.
Oh.
Before the book was released or his movie?
No, before the book. Before her
Oh,
book.
I was
I
thinking
got
the
confused. Me
movie because I was about to bring out a fun fact.
Scratch the fun fact from Jenny.
I could still bring it up.
What is that?
Hold on.
About who?
Bela Lugosi.
Who? Jen don't like us.
I don't know who that is.
He's Dracula from the black and white films. He's Dracula.
Oh, okay.
So he came out in a movie called Plan 9 from Outer Space. It was his last film. Didn't get to see it in theater or
shit.
anything.
He
His
died?
last movie. Yeah, he died. He is
damn.
he is Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Bela Lugosi is Dracula. Like, if you ever see like those Universal movies that when they sell like Dracula, the Wolfman, the Mummy, he's Dracula.
Oh, okay.
Let me look that up.
I was supposed to get a tattoo of him on me, like a scene from that movie.
Cool.
I still want it, but yeah.
She said her high school friend said that when she was a teenager that she would tell them that she was going to become a vampire. And then she's like, I don't remember that, but I was weird, so.
That reminds me of you, Maria.
I was like, oh, I like her now. No. So that was a fun fact about the author. So the main character in the book is named Atl. It's an Aztec name, so I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Atl. It means water, and it also means it could also mean war in Nahua. She and her family are descendants of Aztec vampires, and they're also narcos.
Hey, that's the way to fucking do it.
Yeah.
What did Jen say? If you've been alive that long and you ain't make no money, you suck that life.
Oh, yeah.
They did not suck that life.
Yeah, if you're a vampire and you're like fucking poor, but you've been alive for centuries and you're not a rich man living in a manor and you're just a poor scum, I just walk into the sun.
Okay, so she had to leave because her family was killed by the rival narco vampire clan. And then she goes to Mexico City with her dog, where there are no vampires allowed because they are who are they called? Fuck, I can't remember. There's no vampires allowed there. She meets a homeless garbage collector street kid. His name is Domingo.
Is he a vampire?
No, he's human. And then he helps her with the knowledge of the city, and they have to evade the cops because there's no vampires allowed there. And then they end up leaving like a trail of bodies because like there's all this stuff going on, and then the rival gang is trying to capture her. They're trying to get away from them, and the cops. Yeah. So that was the summary, the no spoiler summary. Now we're gonna get into my review and spoilers.
Wait. So real quick, do they look a specific type of way that people know that they're vampires?
Okay, no. The only way you could tell is because when they're hungry, they have like their eyes get like bloodshot and red.
Okay.
Yeah, but besides that, they look normal.
How many stars is this book?
I gave it 4.5 stars. The only reason I didn't give it 5 is because there's so many names in so many places. It kind of made me like
Confused?
super angry. No, not confused. I understood it, but it
Oh.
made me mad. Like there's so many freaking names. Like she was naming like, okay, in the point of view of the book, it goes from Domingo, the homeless kid, to her, to Ad, to this other guy named Rodrigo, which is he works for the boss of the clan that killed her. And there's Anna, she's a
my
cop.
gosh.
I know. And then I don't remember, but there's another character named Bernardino. It's a lot. And
There's
that's
just a lot of different point of views.
yeah. And then not only that, but like she mentions like the cousin's name, his friends' names, like the daughter's name.
Oh my gosh.
She names like Zacatecas, like what I don't know, like all these other places. Like it was a lot.
Wow.
And it made me angry for some reason.
That
Like,
is
It just
too
sounds like a
much.
lot of. She's trying to not trying, but she overloaded the information.
okay, so it's zero. It's 0 chiles and 0 hearts.
Zero. That's funny.
Okay.
And not a love story at all?
You can kind of say that. Okay.
So what genre is this considered?
Paranormal.
Okay.
There's other words for it, but I wasn't prepared for that question.
Sorry. I'm never prepared to answer it either.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to spoilers. The reason that her family was killed is because Ath wanted to get revenge because the rival clan killed her mom. They sent her the head, and then so her sister was in charge, but her sister didn't want revenge because she's like, then it's gonna be war. But Ath was like, no, well, that means we're weak because we're not gonna go after them. So she decided to go and kill off 3 of the rival clans people, which included like the nephews and 2 kids.
Okay.
And then they went back to get revenge on them for that. And they killed off pretty much everybody, and they killed her
damn.
sister.
Damn.
But she hid, and they didn't find her. So she left to Mexico City to look for a friend of her mom's.
So she was a coward anyway? She didn't stand there and fight?
Yeah, exactly.
Damn. It's fucked up.
She couldn't finish what she started.
Exactly. It's fucked
Yeah.
up. Anyways, keep going.
Okay. And then Domingo, he is another of the main character. He's a 17-year-old runaway. He got kicked out because his stepdad kicked him out. He didn't want him to be at the house anymore. So he lived on the streets, and he collected garbage like to make some money and like to get his stuff. And then she meets him. She went up to him, and then she's like, oh, you want to make some money? You want to come to my house? And then he's like, oh, okay, because he's used to it. He's a street kid, so he had prostituted himself before. Yeah. So, but she's like, no, that's not what I want. He went with her home because he found her attractive anyways. He's like, you don't gotta pay me. And then, but what she wanted was blood. Yeah.
So he was her donor.
Yeah. And
Damn.
she gave him money for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
But not enough to kill him. Just like...
No. Yeah. But he decided to go back because he thought it was cool. Oh, yeah, because he's into vampires also.
Oh my
He had
God.
like comic books of
Okay.
like
Okay,
vampires.
Bella. Tell me what I am. I don't know how that really goes, but a vampire.
Say it.
There we go.
But yeah, he ends up being his blood save pretty much.
All right, we're gonna say his bitch. Her bitch.
So he goes back and he like wants to. He's like, you don't have to pay me. Like I just like I'll still help you.
So who's this? What is the cop?
Oh yeah, her point of view. So she used to work, I think, in Zacatecas, but she went to Mexico City because vampires aren't allowed over there. So she wanted to get away from that. She has a teenage daughter.
Okay.
So she didn't want to like live that life anymore. But there was a death, and it was a vampire. It went like to the other vampire's point of view. His name is Nick. He's the son of the
The rival clan.
Yeah, and he had killed somebody at a club. So that's how she found out there's like vampires, and she's like trying to investigate. And then I'm telling you, there's so much. There's a human gang called the Deep Crimson or something like that.
Okay.
That went to her and was like, we need your help. We hear that you're good at killing vampires. And they were going to give her a bunch of money. So she decides to like investigate it and like help them. Okay, and then it goes into Rodrigo. The boss wanted them to go after the girl, right? But Nick wants her alive because he wants to like make her like mess with her, and like he kind of likes her. And, like, yeah.
Okay.
How old is Nick?
He's young. Their type of vampires is the kind of like the newest race.
Oh,
like
okay.
they're the younger ones. They're more like dangerous, like more not dangerous.
They're newbies
but,
type thing.
Yeah.
So they're stronger. They
don't give a shit. Like they're
dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, like the ones from Twilight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're the newbies.
I'm gonna have to reference it every now and then because of how you said she brings up Twilight.
Yeah. The dad makes Nick come along, that vampire, and he's kind of like a dumbass. Oh, I want to picture him like Spike, but Spike wasn't a dumbass because Nick has blonde hair and he's like European. Spike from
Who's
Buffy
Spike?
the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, stop! Why are you looking at me like that?
You gotta watch it.
No, I
It's
don't.
good.
I don't watch shit. I don't watch shit.
A lot of people and actors and actresses come out in that fucking show before they became actual famous. Pedro Pascal was one of them.
Okay, and then there's Bernardino.
I know, Angie.
No, I'm telling you, this is what like I was
Really,
like
what you went through?
I was getting angry. I really, really liked the story. I love it. It was just a lot. Okay, so she went to Mexico City to look for him because she knew there was somebody there that was friends with her mom that could help him.
Oh, so that's
And
him.
then, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's like a crank. He's another type of vampire called revenants. They could suck the life out of like other vampires. Like they're really dangerous and like.
He's like that guy, the energy vampire.
Oh, what's his name? I forgot his name. So I don't know do you guys want to know the ending?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After all you put us through, I want to know the ending.
Yeah.
Okay. Domingo and she doesn't really want to get close to him because she's like, he's human, but she ends up liking him. They end up kissing and sleeping together.
Ew.
Yeah.
A 23-year-old with a 17-year-old?
Yeah. So that's gross. They found her, like the cops and Nick, they know where she is, so they went after her, so they had to escape the apartment, and ends up getting hurt, so he has to go to his friend Quinto, and like he's
Domingo
like a veteran.
has to go to Quinto.
Bernardino. Oh no, Bernardino's the freaking vampire. See,
I'm so confused. So
Domingo is his name.
has to go to Quinto.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm confused. You're confused.
And then they name a whole bunch of other friends.
Oh my gosh.
They name freaking Domingo's ex-girlfriend. There's this guy called the Jackal that's evil.
Oh my god.
They did end up catching because you know how he went to his friend Quinto.
Right.
And he's like, they went to like they do dog fights.
Okay.
So they went to that like little place, and he ends up telling the Jackal
Oh shit.
about it, and then he's like a big tough like mean guy.
Right.
He's human. He like is in charge of like the street kids and stuff, and Domingo had an ex-girlfriend called Belen. The Jackal wanted her, and Domingo was like, oh no, don't go with him. So the Jackal knew that. The Jackal made Domingo kneel to his feet, lick his boots, and then he made him take off his boots and lick his feet, like his dirty feet. Yeah. So he like
What kind of foot fetish is this?
That's weird.
Yeah.
Why? For Belen?
Yeah,
For
because
the damn girl?
because Domingo.
Oh my god, I'm so confused with the names.
There's a lot of names.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a big old fight in the end.
Did they kill her?
The cops the cop ends up getting killed by Nick.
That bitch. I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah,
I knew it. What a bitch.
And then Bernardino actually turns out to be a nice guy, and like he helps them. He gives her life to come back because she ends up getting really hurt. And he tells her like not to be with him. She's a vampire. That's not gonna work because in their nature. When she was like leaving from like getting hurt from them attacking at the apartment, she was like, I need to kill him. I need to kill Domingo. So she did think it, and she ended up feeling bad.
Oh.
Yeah, but I get that. It was like another weight that she had to carry with him. Like,
and she was hungry because she was weak.
Oh.
But she didn't really like feeding from him because she didn't want to like overdo it and kill him.
So she did end up loving him.
Yeah.
I told you it was a love story.
Yeah, but it's kind of like iffy ones.
I get you.
Yeah.
But it's a love story.
Going back to the original story, Quinto helped her like get stitched up.
Right.
And the jackal comes and he ends up calling Nick and all the other guys. Yeah. And then Ad ends up chewing Nick's face off. And then Nick ends up biting her and like his saliva, so it was poison. So they had to chop Ad's arm off.
What the fuck? Okay.
I know it's a lot, but Ads, like their kind, they can regrow limbs.
Ew.
So it'll grow back.
So his face won't grow back.
No, yeah, it's gonna heal.
That's good.
Yeah, it was.
It's like, oh, my arm. You're freaking out, like, and then it grows back.
I think Deadpool is a little arm. This seems like it would be a good movie.
Yeah, heck yeah.
But a complicated story to read.
It was.
Yes.
I really liked it, but like I told it, like this shit made me mad that there was so much freaking information.
Right.
Yeah. But in the end, they were supposed to go to Brazil. Like, he was going to go with her. Oh, I forgot to mention that Domingo ended up turning into her Rainfield. Yeah, so he ended up, like, eating from her blood. And, like, they had, like, a little bond.
Kind of like when in True Blood when Suki fed off Eric.
Yeah. Sorry. I know you haven't seen it, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. But
Do you remember that scene when he's just laying there and she's all, like, doing that shit and he's all, like, happy about it?
Yeah. The funniest the funniest part to me though was when Bill ate off of Eric and Bill was having like
all those sex
feelings
dreams,
and
yeah.
sex dreams about Eric.
I forgot about that.
You should watch True Blood, but don't watch it around the
yeah,
kids.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Don't watch it around your mom. Don't watch it around people.
Watch it in your car. It's gonna look like you're watching porn though.
Is it not around people?
All right, so they were supposed to leave, and then in the end, he was gonna go with her, but I was like, no, you're not coming with me. So they part their ways, and that's it. Oh, at the end, there's like a encyclopedia of the vampires, so it like lists them and like all. I didn't even read that. I was like, I don't like even like the vampires that were not mentioned. I was like, I don't need to know this.
Right.
Maybe she's like showing vampires like from like different countries and different times and all that, just so you could be familiar with it.
I mean, it's cool, but it was like just a lot for one book. Like, it's
for one
too much.
book, yes. Like I can understand that if there's multiple books, but it does sound like a lot for just
should have
one
been a
book.
series.
Yeah. It seems like it would have been a really good series.
I'm exhausted now, and it's only 254 pages.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
No wonder you were
that's a little
stressed
ridiculous.
out.
That sounds like it would have been. What?
I said no wonder you were stressed out.
Yeah.
I literally wanted to toss it. Like, I was so, every time a new thing would pop up, I would be like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so that I gave it 4.5
I know.
stars.
It's because the storyline itself sounds really good.
It is really good.
It
It's
does
just
sound
exhausting.
good. Oh my gosh.
So this concludes this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed our book talk and that you continue to reach out to us on Instagram at Booksluts Club or on TikTok at Booksluts Podcast or even by email officialbookslutclub@gmail.com.
Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to click on the link in our bios to purchase your copy of this book. Don't forget to subscribe here wherever you may be listening to us on, and don't miss a single episode.
Please leave a review or even share our podcast with your fellow book lovers. Until next time, adios, book sluts.